Hey, it's a beautiful morning for ice fishing. I know it's in the middle of the summer yet. Actually, it's early fall, but it's a great time to go ice fishing. And we're here with our Smoker Craft Pro Angler 171, and we're on the water this morning. The fog is just starting to burn off, and we're going to go ice fishing. It's an easier time to ice fish when there's no ice than it is when there is ice, in terms of exploring and finding and detecting the bite and practicing. And so Alex and I are out here today, and we've set up on some structure, and we're going to use our St. Croix Legend ice rods, perfected by Greg Wilczynski, the super sensitive spring bobbers. We're going to use his invention here to help us with bite detection, and we figure the best time to practice bite detection is not when it's 70 below and the wind is blowing, but when it's calm, where we can anchor up our Smoker Craft Pro Angler with our wide gunnels on the structure and park right over the top of them and practice our bite detection. I don't know if you can see that super sensitive bite detection of the Greg Wilczynski, the Prowler Legend ice rod from St. Croix. And on the business end, we're using a couple other secrets. Deadly weapon for ice fishing. Many of you ice fishermen know this already, but the Nuggie, available at Little Adam, is a soft plastic bait that is just better than live bait. I mean, this little bait probably has revolutionized ice fishing. At least for us it has. It's actually made us able to catch some fish, right? Alex has got a glow blue, I've got a glow green. On the business end, the jig end, we're using I'm using a Northland tackle. Alex is using a Fiscus jig. That Fiscus jig is available at Little Adam. So we've got well, I'm sorry, the Fiscus jig is available at Your Bobbers Down, and the Nuggie is available at Little Adam. So we're gonna do some ice fishing. We've got our ice rods. We're parked over some structure. We've used our boat, our Smoker Craft Pro Angler, and our graphs to actually find the fish. It's a lot easier to drive around a lake and do a little sonar logging than it is to drill a million ice fishing holes. So we've actually found the fish, anchored up, threw some marker buoys out, and we're parked over the top of them. And now we're gonna drop down. One of the nice things about this Smoker Craft's got a nice wide gunnel. If you wanted to, you could set your Markham or Vexilar right up on the rail. And ice fish. And look at that. Oh, Alex missed one right away. Tell me that the glow blue is going to do it. Ice fishing has become very popular. As of late, with what's a nice thing about it too, these techniques is they're very easy to use. Kids can do it, right? So we're standing here, it's warm, it's nice, so that we can actually work on practicing our bite detection. So the bluegill. So that when it gets to be wintertime and it's cold, snowing and blowing, that we have actually gotten perfected how this St. Croix Legend ice rod is going to act with a bite. Hey, there you go. That's a nice little crappie.
This is simple.
And you're right over the side of the boat. You're not wielding a big rod around. So it's actually a great method for kids too. That's a better gill. It's a great method for kids too, because it's you know, a 4-year-old can handle a rod that's 2 feet long.
You catch an easy 15-inch
right
bass.
over the side of the boat. He doesn't have to worry about how well he's casting. You just got to know how to flip the bail over and let it drop to the bottom. Hang on to it, and then practice your bite detection, right, Alex?
Yep.
And the gold-plated Greg Wilczynski spring bobber mounted to the Legend ice rod is a fantastic combination. You can find a nice little ultralight or microlight reel to put on there to pair it up with, and then get yourself either some Northland jigs or some Fiscus jigs, and get yourself, without question, some nuggies, because there is no minnow or live bait
that can catch
around
as many fish as a nuggie.
that can keep up with the nuggie. I've literally been fishing next to people in the wintertime that were using tip downs and crappie minnows and caught 30 fish out of a hole, and they came over and said, "You must be on a hot spot." And I said, "Nope." I said, "You're sitting right on them too." And they didn't believe me until I went over and caught the fish right out of their hole too.
That's a nice one.
On a school of little ones, but the thing about using a boat too is you can cover a lot of water. You're not drilling a million holes. You can find where schools of fish are tending to set up. You can find structure that they'll relate to in the wintertime, weed edges, cribs. I've actually, on this particular lake, did a lot of mapping work this summer, a lot of graphing, a lot of sonar logging, and actually found dozens of schools of fish that have been there since May, and I've got a real good idea. I can come back here now in December and get on those same fish. They might be set up at a different depth, but they like to suspend in areas that they're comfortable in, that the bottom composition is right, that there's feed hanging around. The body you're scouting and you're practicing in the summertime is you can actually work with your equipment, you know, without practice with it, out when the conditions are nice, elements are conducive to figuring out how things work. You can use your camera. You can perfect the use of your Vexillar right over the side of the boat, or your Markham. Or if you're a digital guy and you like using either your Humminbird or your Lowrance unit, you can perfect how certain types of fish look on the sonar return. Drop the camera down over the side of the boat, find out what kind of fish you're on, take a look at your graph, and correlate the sonar return to what you're actually seeing on the bottom. Can really make you a better angler as you scout around the lake with your sonar unit on. Hey, a couple things to remember. One is, don't stop ice fishing when the ice stops. Take your boat out, practice the techniques that you'd use in the winter and the summertime. Do a lot of your scouting in the summertime and you'll be a much more successful ice angler.